our first podcast. Welcome.
To the at 1998.
We can't laugh. This has to be serious.
It's hard.
I know, it's so awkward. We're currently in Lily's room right now.
Yes.
Recording on her floor.
It sounds like a fun time, right? At my mom's house.
Yeah, at her mom's house.
What a time.
Not in ATL. So I guess we'll just start off with who we are. My name's Nahir.
My name's Lily.
We are 20-year-old gal pals.
Oh, yeah. That's so awkward.
This podcast is just gonna be like us laughing.
No, I want a laugh compilation.
Imagine when we have like our first guest, it'll be like just so uncomfortable.
Okay. This was so natural. I was like, how'd you do it? How do you not laugh at that?
Yeah.
It's fine.
We'll get it. We'll
Jazz.
get it. Yeah, so you want to introduce yourself first and like say what you do.
Well, like I said, my name's Lily. I'm 20. I go to college in Atlanta, Georgia State. Don't come find me. Please. And I want to study interior design, and that's
My name is Nahir. I'm also 20 years old. I am part of a program called Year Up, where it's basically like a year-long IT workforce program. My brother was a part of it, and I'm learning Java programming, so that's kind of what I'm doing right now.
Fancy.
Yeah,
I love a smart gal.
Yeah, smart gal.
For the win.
Get the money.
Yeah, meanwhile, I just draw a day.
Yeah.
And we love YouTube, so we're just like, why not start our own podcast? Plus, it's nice, you don't have to get ready to do it.
Yeah, that's the one huge bonus about podcasts. You don't have to like put on makeup, even though we both did for this specific reason. I don't know why.
Well,
we had to make it an event for the first podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
One day maybe we'll record ourselves like actually doing the podcast. It's gonna be a whole lot of like unexcitement, but like it's fine.
It'll be fun.
Yeah.
If it gets to that level, hopefully it does. So
please listen.
Please. Do we have like a mission or a goal for this podcast? I guess just to like entertain and be our goofy selves.
Yeah, you can like just share our awkwardness with the world.
Yeah, share our stories, our advice. We have a lot of exciting things planned for this podcast too, so we're excited to
teach you guys how to not have a mental breakdown.
Yeah, exactly. Because we've had a couple of those.
Ooh, more than a couple.
Yeah. So that's basically why we kind of started it.
Yeah, pretty much. I don't know. I just think they're fun, and I was like, let's dabble in there.
Yeah, for sure. So for the first episode ever, we want to talk about our worst first date experiences, and let me tell you, Lily has a little bit more than I do, but they're saucy.
Let me just say, guys, I have the worst luck with relationships, with guys in general, so I just got stories for days, man.
Yeah.
Especially once going to college. Whew, it just gets worse. No. So, yeah. Well.
Yeah, I feel like they do get worse.
Yeah.
Because, I guess in high school, I guess I only had one real relationship. Or two, I guess. I don't know. I would say one.
Yeah.
But I was never really exposed to really, really, really bad first dates like I have been after I graduated high school. I don't know. Do the guys get weirder after you graduate? Is that a thing?
I feel like it's just like the expectations are different, and it makes things worse if you're not on that, like, I don't know, if you don't expect the same things out of it.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean. But
yeah.
I don't know. I feel like because it's just like a lot more mature, like, even though, guys are never really mature, if we're being completely honest. No offense. But, it's just, I can't form my words. Yeah, it's just like, I don't know. It's like less innocent, I guess. I don't know. For me, high school was like more innocent than it is now. And it's just like, they're just like, oh, why won't you let me play Fortnite? I mean, it's still like that today. Like, most guys I know still play Fortnite. But in high school, it's just like, let me just play my video games, I feel like. All that.
That makes more sense.
It was like more ridiculous, like, kind of stuff that wasn't like, it like seemed like worse at the time, but then you like get out and you're just like, it's even worse now.
Yeah,
the fights are even worse.
Yeah, so that's what we're gonna talk about in this episode.
I feel like none of that made sense, though. What I just said. I'm like, wait.
Hopefully they understand.
Yeah, it's fine.
Whoever they are.
It's fine.
Yeah, so you want to start us off, or... I have probably one, maybe two stories.
Here, you can start us off, then.
Okay. So, my worst first date experience was so uncomfortable, and it was with a guy that I was actually best friends with in, I think, 4th grade. We were really, really close friends. We had, like, a good knit of friends. And as we just got older, you go off to different schools, so you don't really keep in touch, but, this was when, this is so uncomfortable. No, this is so embarrassing too. This is when me and my friend Rose, we made not a podcast. Duh. We made yikes. We made a Tinder, but it was like a fake Tinder for a video on my channel. And I matched with this guy, which I thought was so funny. And so we decided to go on like a date, or I guess a date, like a meetup, just to see how we were, because we haven't seen each other in like literally like 7 years. And
I'm trying to remember who this is. I'm like, wait.
I can't tell you.
What?
Yeah, you know who it is. We talked about it yesterday. Coming up with ideas.
Yeah, but like for some reason I can't think of the name.
I can't say it.
Here.
Do I have to type it in your notes?
Yeah. For some reason, I'm blanking.
There's been so many, I know.
It's just... Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, all you had to say was Friendsgiving. I would have remembered.
Oh, yeah. He went to our Friendsgiving too a couple years back. But anyways, that was
continue. Sorry.
Yeah. And so we went to meet up at this restaurant kind of by our house that is really good, and a lot of people go there. But anyways, yeah. And I remember when I first saw him, I went to go give him a hug, and he was like so taken aback. He was like, whoa, okay. And then we went to go sit down, and the conversation was a little dry, not gonna lie. I feel like it was mainly me asking him a bunch of questions because he would like respond, but you could tell he was so shy and uncomfortable. And I was too, because I didn't know how to speak to him.
He wasn't giving you anything to work with.
Yeah, he wasn't really giving me anything to work with. And so like I would ask him a question, and then you expect like a flow of a dialogue of a conversation, but it wasn't like that. It was just like awkward silence on his end. And so that was basically the entire time. And I don't know, we tried making jokes and making it like cool, but it just wasn't, it just wasn't working. And anyways, the waitress came by and she gave us the bill. And I kid you not, guys, the bill sat on the table for like 30 minutes. None of us like touched it. He didn't even look at it. I kept trying to like, I don't know, like trying to make it like a thing, like we should go like walk around. Yeah. So because I didn't know, like I'm totally cool with paying half or like paying the bill on the first date. It's not that big of a deal, but I wasn't sure his standpoint on it. And then it made me question, like, is this a first date or are we just hanging out as pals? And so after like 30 minutes of awkward and uncomfortable, like just experience, I was just like, screw it, I'm just gonna take the bill. And so I was like, do you want to split it? And then he goes, oh yeah, of course, as if he didn't realize that the bill was on the table for the past like half hour.
I have like a theory that he probably was just like, I don't want to pay the full bill, so maybe just wait until like she does something.
I guess, I don't know, it makes sense. But then like we went to another date later on down the road, and he made fun of the fact that I paid half of the bill. Like he was like, oh, I'll buy your ticket to this baseball game, but you don't have to pay half of it. You don't have to pay me back or something. And so it made me think like, oh, maybe that was dumb of me to pay the bill. I don't know. So
he's the one who didn't like
acknowledge it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. It was just a very weird and uncomfortable time.
Probably made him feel less of a man.
I guess. But he should have, I don't know. Usually like when you're on a date and the bill is on the table, the guy like quickly, picks it up.
Arguments over that.
Yeah. And they're like, no, I got it. Like treat on me or whatever. So that was my worst first date, I guess.
Fun time.
Yeah, just because it was so uncomfortable. I'm not giving it justice, but yeah. What about you? Your stomach just rumbled. Are you hungry?
No. Not really, actually. That cookie hit the spot. But, I don't know. Which one do I even start with? Because, like, I can't even remember if half these were first dates or not. They're just really uncomfortable dates I've been on. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's so many. Which one do you think?
Which one do I think?
Yeah, I was like, which one do you think I should say?
Talk about the guys that ended up knowing each other.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Okay.
This one's juicy, guys.
Oh gosh. So this was actually like recently, like back in August or whatnot. I was on Bumble because, you know, your girl was, it was just bored and single and ready to mingle. I hate myself. And so I matched with these two guys, and I was just talking to them both. Like, I'm usually not one to really flirt, or if I do, like, flirt a little bit, because I don't like to promise anything. And, like, let's be real. These people are talking to other girls, too, if we're being completely honest. Like, I'm not just the only one. I'm not one to talk to, like, 30 different guys. But when you're on, like, a dating app, you talk to multiple people, and you get to know them. And I'm, like, I genuinely just, like, kind of go with the flow. Like, it could end in a friendship. It could end, like, in a relationship. Who knows?
Yeah, it's casual dating.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's casual. And I was, like, not really flirting with either of these guys either. Like, showing any, like, sort of that way of interest. And then, so I added them on, like, Snapchat because that's what you do next, you know? You don't want to give the number right away.
It's a process.
Yeah. And I found out they both lived in the same dorm, and I was like, oh. And they both were in the honors college, and I was like, okay. I didn't assume anything because I know the people in the honors college in this other dorm all live throughout the whole building, so I just didn't think about it, even though this dorm's only like 6 floors. I was just kind of chilling, and then I made plans to meet up with both of them because, you know, why not? Again, not promising, not flirting, not doing anything. And then all of a sudden, the day I was supposed to meet up with someone, I get a Snapchat from one of them, and it's with the other guy. And then he's like, so do you want us to both show up tomorrow? And I was like,
oh my god, that's so cringy.
And I was like, oh yeah, and before this too, like, one of them was like, do you know, like, blah, blah, blah? And I was like, yeah, I was like, he's cool. Like, I was like, yeah, I know them. Like, just trying to play it cool. And I was just like, ooh, hopefully he doesn't think anything of it. And then that Snapchat happened, and I was like, oh, cool. And so essentially, one of them was just kind of like, stop talking to me. And then the other guy was just like going off on me. He was like, I don't know, calling me like, I think it's wrong to play two best friends like that. And I was like, first of all, I didn't even know you guys knew each other until you told me.
Right.
And I didn't even know you lived in the same floor. Like, they're apparently 2 dorms down from each other, and I'm like, great.
Like, what are the odds? Georgia State is such a big campus,
yes.
And the fact that not only were they in the same honor college, but the fact that they were on the same floor, and then they were roommates.
Well, they weren't roommates.
Oh, they weren't roommates?
Yeah, they were just, like, they lived 2, like,
they
doors down from each other,
like
yeah.
dorm mates.
Yeah, like, floor mates. And I was just, like, and he was just, like, going off on me, and I was just, like, you have no right to say any of this stuff. But yeah, so that happened, and so I went off on him, because I'm just like, I'm not going to be treated like that for something I had no control over. Like I said, I gave them no flirting, no promises of a relationship or anything like that. I wasn't, like, suggesting anything. I was just talking to them, getting to know them like normal friends, like, do. And so, yeah, so turns me and one of the guy who went off on me actually ended up meeting up that night, and the other guy wanted, like, to play, like, a whole trick, apparently, like, where he was like, oh, don't show up, or it's like, oh, I'll show up in your place, like, all this stuff. I was like, wow, you're so mature, because these 2 are a year younger than me. And I was like, wow, one clearly shows his age, obviously. Right. I was just like, I'm not saying, like, because to me, age doesn't really matter like that, but, like, he's showing that he's, like, an ignorant person, still young, freshly out of high school with power to do whatever he wants in college now, I guess. And yeah, that was it. So I kind of just explained, and he apologized. It was cool. Then I joined a sorority this past year. Yeah. And we had a mixer with another frat, and we're chilling right at the roller skating, and I see the other guy that I'd never met and stopped talking to. Apparently he joined the frat, which apparently he dropped. I learned. Thank God.
Yeah.
But I just saw him there, and I was like, oh, and we kind of made awkward eye contact, and that was that. And I was just ignoring him the entire time, really hoping for the best. So I was like, ew. He was kind of short anyway, so it worked out for me. Yeah, he stopped talking. But yeah, that was a really awkward time. And then, ended up kind of friend zoning. Oh, I hope he doesn't listen to this. But I ended up kind of friend zoning the other guy, the one who I actually met up with multiple times.
No, but what made me mad about that situation, though, being your friend and being on the other end of it, was that I feel like there's this, like, this thing where guys can casually date girls.
But, like, girls can't do it.
Exactly. Yeah, like, what if a girl casually dates other guys, they're deemed as, like, a slut.
Yeah, or, and it's not even, like, and if I'm, like, going on multiple dates with people, like, obviously, like, and I like a person, I'm not gonna, like, date other people, like, casually date. I'm gonna stop and, like, see where it goes with that one person. Right. It's, like, I can go on a date with this guy and a date on that guy, and, like, you know, like, just see, like, how it goes, because there's a chance both of them could not work out, only one of them. I'm like, I'm not gonna just single myself out to one person with, like, who I'm not even, like, it's not even called a date, we're just hanging out at first, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's just a hangout.
Yeah, I'm, like, getting to know people.
Yeah, I don't know why he was so mad and so upset about it. And I feel like a lot of guys do that when they find out that one of the girls that they're talking to is also talking to multiple guys. That's just what made me mad, because I was like, that's not fair.
Expectations are stupid.
Yeah, expectations are dumb. And I feel like the main reason why that guy got mad at you is because he expected literally so much more from you. He probably expected to, like, be your boyfriend by the end of the night.
Probably.
Yeah.
I got bad, like, I love you vibes, like, really early.
Yeah.
He was like, wow, you're, like, great. And I was like, oh, God. No.
And I've had a couple guys do that to me too, where, like, literally on the first date they call you your girlfriend and you're like, this is so uncomfortable, like, what do you do?
Yeah,
that might be a whole nother episode, because I have a lot of those stories.
Oh yeah, and also, like, at like high school, like, man, like, my like, my first boyfriend out of high school was like, do they ask you to be their girlfriend? Do they not?
Your fish.
Yeah, my fish is
we're currently
really
looking
cute.
Yeah, we're looking at Lily's fish, and he's, like, hiding under his little, like, tunnel.
Yeah, he's super cute.
He's really cute. His name is Momoa.
Yes. He's, like, my son. But yeah, it's like those expectations, like, because in high school, like, guys ask you to be the girlfriends, but apparently, like, based off of, like, what my older sister and my mom said, they're like, no, Lily, it just happens. And I'm like, I just need to know, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like relationship culture in high school and then after high school is completely different. Like, in high school, like, you talk for a long time and everyone knows you're talking. Everyone knows your business. And then you go on a date and, you know, he asks you after a couple of dates or whatever, like, if you'll be his girlfriend. You're like, okay, this is so clear and understood. Like, yes, of course, or whatever. So, or no, I don't like you.
I ended up asking. I was just like, so is this, like, an official thing or not?
Yeah. But then after high school, once you go to college or wherever, it's like that line is blurred and everyone starts seeing different people at the same time, but it's not really, like, official in that sense. So it's weird because you don't know whether you're dating, you're seeing each other for 3 months, but you don't know if the other person is seeing other people. Or, so it's weird. Like, it's really weird because it's like right after you graduate high school, it's like the culture is so different.
We'll make a whole other video. I feel like not video, podcast on that, because I feel like that's just so much, like, to talk about, like, the difference between high school and, like, college relationships.
Yeah, that'd be a good video.
Or, like, out of high school.
Or not video. I keep saying video.
Yeah,
we both have YouTube channels, so that's why.
It's fine. It could be a good YouTube video too.
Yeah, if we record it, that'd be fun.
But yeah, it's just weird. I don't know. Boys are dumb. No offense.
Yeah, sometimes boys can be dumb.
They can be, yes.
Girls can be dumb too.
Yeah.
I have my moments.
Oh, same.
Like, sometimes I'm so ditzy. I'm like, oh my God, help me.
No, yeah, when I turned 20, I don't know why this just, like, slipped out. Because, you know, you're out of the teens. But I was like, I'm in the double digits. And I was like, wait.
Double digits! You've been in the double digits since you were 10.
Yeah, it just kind of slipped out. And I was like, I meant, like, teens. It was just...
Were you around, like, your friends? Like, your sorority?
I said it to my mom and my stepdad.
Oh my God.
And, like, they won't let it go. They told my brother, and on my birthday, he's like, welcome to the double digits.
No.
And I was like, oh, man.
At least you're around family.
Oh, I know, they hold it against me. I'd rather be around strangers
and
say that and just, like, come off stupid. But yeah, another first date story?
I don't think I have any worse first dates.
I mean, what about freshman year with Kennesaw Mountain?
That was my first kiss story. That wasn't my first date story. Although
was it? I
that was
like one of your first dates you guys had though.
We were like low key together for like a month, a little bit less than a month, because I broke up with him before, like I think like 3 days before our 1 month anniversary. I feel I'm such a horrible person. But I think it was like maybe our second or first time hanging out, but we never physically hung out with other people. We always hung out with like, or we never phically hung out alone. We always hung out with other people. So technically
it was kind of like one of your first dates you guys had, because it was like the first time you hang out.
Yeah.
You should tell that.
But we actually made a video about it on my channel, I believe. Either one of our channels. I don't remember where the story got planted. I think it was
your
mine.
Because we told embarrassing stories on your channel.
Yeah. So if you want to go see that,
plug the channel.
I'm going to plug in my channel right now. It's just Nahir Cavallari. Go look at it. Go watch it on YouTube.
And if you want to hear the wisdom behind all those embarrassing stories, go see Go visit my channel, Lily Fine.
Yeah, on YouTube, ladies and gents. Yes. But I will talk about it. So it's not technically, I guess it's not like my first date with this boy, but we were on this date. And I remember very distinctly, like this whole day is just like what is that called? Like engraved? It's just like engraved in my head. It's like I can't ever get it out. Okay. At least it's memorable though. But so I remember all of us piling into, I believe it was your car. Like your mom was driving us because we couldn't drive at the time. So your mom drove us in the truck, and we were going to the mountain, and to a mountain that's like close to our house. And I remember we picked up my friend that lives in the front of the neighborhood, and she had a whistle, and I told her, I was like, why do you have a whistle for going hiking? Like, it's so weird. And she's like, oh, it's nothing, I just always bring it with me. I'm like,
wait,
what?
It was a blow whistle, right?
It was a blow whistle. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember.
It was like a plastic like
blow whistle
that you get from Party Favors. Yeah. And so anyways, we get there, and it's like probably like, how many of us were there? Like 6 maybe?
Yeah, like around
6, and we were all hiking, and it was cool, it was fresh or whatever. And then we get to the top, and out of nowhere my friend blows the whistle, and everyone including Lily, and okay, so she's guilty too.
Okay, I'll explain the plan.
Okay, please do, because I think I'm still confused after freshman year, and that was like 6 years ago.
Yeah.
But anyways, so she blows the whistle, and everyone hides like behind trees, behind shrubs, behind bushes. And I'm just sitting there confused next to the boy. And I just look at him and I'm like, what is going on? And then it's like literally for 10 minutes, we're just standing there in silence. And he's like, I really want to kiss you right now.
Oh,
and I'm like,
so how promiscuous.
Oh my God, this is so uncomfortable. It would have been less uncomfortable if he just kissed me, But the fact that he said that he wanted to kiss me and I didn't feel comfortable about it, And so he kissed me, and I just remember thinking like it tasted like cardboard, and I was like, this is kissing? Why do people kiss? This is disgusting. I can't believe people do this all the time and they just make out. That is so gross. And I was so naive back then. And then I remember going down the mountain, and he would like proceed to ask me in front of everyone if I could rate the kiss and like if it was good or bad. Do you remember that? It was so uncomfortable.
I think I was in front of you and I heard it, and I was like, what?
Yeah, I'm like, how does one answer that question? Especially if it wasn't that good.
Freshman boys, man. Freshman boys.
Yeah, how does one... anyways. So I want to hear the backstory to that, because...
Oh, well, I was like me, and the 2 other girls, and I guess the 2 other guys that were there too. I don't want to say any names, just in case. And one of them was like, okay, we gotta like make a plan to hide because we want like you guys to kiss. And I was like down. I was like, oh heck yeah. Like I was like, my best friend's about to get kissed.
You didn't think it was weird that you were watching it?
Well, I wanted to.
Oh my God.
It's such a thing when your friend gets your first kiss, you're like let's say like with my first kiss.
You gotta record it.
Yeah. Oh, I should tell that story. Oh, I'm so triggered now when you just said you
gotta record it. I was like, wait a minute.
No, because it was recorded.
Lily's first kiss was actually recorded on
without
video.
My knowledge.
Without her consent.
She was like, when I blow my whistle, we're gonna all hide. And she blew the whistle and we hid. And we watched.
Yeah,
we didn't know
watched.
we didn't plan on you like looking back though, because we kind of tried to do it like without when you guys were like turned around or by yourselves, and it just didn't quite work out.
No, like you guys hid from my point of view, like where I could see. Like the boy was in front of me, and you guys were right behind him, like in a bush. Well, at least two of you.
Oh, not
out of
me.
the group,
I
not
was
you. You were like on the other side, like behind me. I think
I was behind a rock.
Yeah, but the other people I could see behind like a shrub, and I'm like, this is so weird.
I
I want to go home. Yikes.
Yeah. So that's the backstory on that.
Yeah.
Fun time.
Oh man, freshman year.
Oh, yeah.
Yikes.
My first kiss was freshman year as well. I think it was a little bit before that. Yeah, it was before that. It was like, because that was like second half of the year. Spring.
Yeah, it was the spring semester or something.
Mine was during, so this technically wasn't our first date. I guess it was like our second date, I want to say. I don't know. Like, because first date, we just went and chilled somewhere. I don't even know what our first date was. That's how long ago it was. But yeah, we went to homecoming together, and it was like the last dance, like the slow dance and whatnot. And one of our friends was recording like most of the dance, and I was unaware she was recording me at the moment.
I was there too, guys.
Yeah,
I saw it all.
Pretty sure. Yeah, everyone witnessed it in our little circle, and that was like really weird. And so he leans down to kiss me, and I'm just like, oh god, like what do I do? And so I lean up. I should have just stayed put. So, because I leaned up, I guess I moved to the side and we missed. And my friend showed me the video, and I was like, why is this on video? I don't know if she still has it. I low-key hope she does. That would be pretty funny to look at.
That'd be really funny.
She has like all our rock climbing videos and we're just like falling.
Plus we were all like babies.
Oh my god, we were so gross. But yeah, so that happened. But he still asked me to be his girlfriend, so I guess it wasn't horrible. But
yeah, I guess not.
We tried again. It worked the second time, I guess. But
yeah,
that was that.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
First kisses and first dates are just so cringy.
I just remember my first like tongue kiss. I was like, whoa, what is this?
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I freaked out and I kind of like jumped, and he's like, and I was like, wow, I'm so embarrassing.
Yeah. I feel like they're inevitable. Like they have to be cringy. If they're not cringy, then you're probably the luckiest person on the world.
I feel like the cringier the cringier they are, the better the memories. Because I feel like they're just funny to look back on.
Yeah, now, but in the moment you're like dying.
I just make everything awkward, so I feel like 90% of like any relationship for me is just like awkward stories. Like, oh man, there's like so many stories I could tell. Yeah.
Oh. We're just like a bucket full of cringy, awkward stories.
We need to do a podcast
which
on
will
stories.
Yes, exactly. No, I feel like that's gonna be
because
like
half
the
of the
whole
stories
reason.
are not first dates, so it's kind of like hard to like do it. Like I guess the homecoming story was sort of a first date ish.
Yeah.
Within the first
freshman
couple.
year, you can't go anywhere, you can't drive anywhere. So
that was
dances
like
were kind of
his mom drove us to the dance.
So fun.
We took pictures in my driveway.
Oh my god.
What a great time.
Oh my god. Do you have any other cringy first date stories?
I have cringy date stories within the relationships. Just like not.
We could talk about that.
Date, yeah. Oh, no, I have cringy. Hold on. Okay, so
these are fun.
This is like the first Bumble date I ever went on. I met this guy off of Bumble.
We love a Bumble gal.
Jeez, Bumble is not great experiences for me so far. And so we decided to meet up, and I'm weird. I don't know if this is bad or not, but I'm very big on height because I'm a tall gal, you know? I like a tall man. And so after we started talking and already planned the date and stuff, I was like, so how tall are you? Just casually. And he was pretty short. And also his pictures were pretty old, I learned when I met him. I wasn't catfish because, like, we Snapchat. That's why I like Snapchat, because it's hard to catfish off of that, at least from my experience. And he was not like the pictures showed.
He wasn't what you expected. Yeah.
Like, nothing wrong with it. It just was, like, I was very thrown off.
He low-key bamboozled you.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
They were, like, all photos from high school, I learned. And I was like, jeez. Because
how old was he?
He was a year older than us, so he was like, I think he was about to turn 21 when we went on the date, and like he was this very like strong forwardness. I can't explain it, but you know what I mean. Like when a guy, like if you find interest and he's lonely and he's like really likes a girl all of a sudden, yeah, kind of.
He was just kind of clingy. But
Yeah,
you only went on one date with him, right?
Yeah, because I friend-zoned him.
No, but yeah, didn't you tell me that he would like try to hold your hand all the time and you felt so uncomfortable?
No, yeah, he tried to hold my hand, and like we went to like we met up at Merida Square. And then we went to a park in Enode because he conveniently had his Eno, and I was like, oh no. Because, and he like he put his arm around my like shoulder, and I was like, oh, I don't like this. And it was just like, it's the first time, like, even if I like not into a guy and like end it, I've never felt so uncomfortable like holding someone's hand or like someone putting their arm around me, because I was just like, and not in a mean way, because he was a cute guy, just like I wasn't personally attracted to him because it was just like such a shock, and it was just like,
that's just weird to me though.
Yeah,
like,
and he was like kind of creepy to me because he was just so forward, and I was just like, I don't like this.
No, it's not like you guys were like friends and then you were like, let's go on a date.
Yeah, it was like literally the first time we met, and
yeah,
and he was like, I don't know, I can't even remember, like, because I kind of blocked it out of my mind.
It's so traumatizing.
Yeah, because he was saying some stuff and it was just like kind of creepy, like oh, like cuddle, like wake up, and I was just like, I'm good, like
he wanted to wake up next to you.
Yeah,
that is so weird. You just met the dude.
Yeah,
that's so weird.
I hope really none of them look at this podcast.
Oh my god,
maybe I should unfriend him on Snapchat.
You should have like messaged me and been like, hey, call me, make up an excuse so I can get out.
I did make up an excuse to leave. I was like, okay, so my mom wants to go to dinner. I'm sorry, I gotta go, like, and get ready.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yikes.
I just, like, can't even explain. Like, I feel like it doesn't sound that bad, but I was like, no, it was bad. Like, I was, like, literally, like, it just was, like, I was so tense, and I didn't like it. And there was multiple times when he, like, would look, like, he would just, like, hold my gaze, and I was like, oh, like, I kept breaking eye contact, because it was just, like, he was, like, that deep, like, gaze where he'd try to be, like,
like, in the movies?
Yeah, alert. He tried to do that, and I was like, this is creepy, and he'd, like, lean in, I'd be like, so, like, whip my head around, like, because he'd try to kiss me, and I was like, no.
That's so weird.
Multiple times.
Yeah, that's a big red flag. And if a guy, I don't know.
Yeah, thank God it was, like, a double person, and he was just talking about, like, his life, and it was just, like, sad, and I was like, oh.
He just needed a friend.
But yeah, I was like, I said we could still be friends, but like, on the first date, you just don't talk about how sad you are.
No, that's weird. You want people to like you, not like
yeah.
No, I don't know.
And I was like, I don't want to be with a sad guy. Sorry.
Yeah.
And on top of that, like, wasn't like really attracted. I was really creeped out, and I was like, ooh, too strong.
It just wasn't good from the beginning because he bamboozled you. So you're like, who the heck am I talking to now? Yeah.
Yeah. I was just like, cool. It's fine. Like, man, now when I'm on Bumble, I try to stay away from even state guys now. I'm like, I can't do it because I see them.
Yeah, it's bad.
Like, we go to tech.
Yeah, exactly.
It's close enough to make it work, and then, like, far enough to where I don't have to see them.
All right, guys. So this is the conclusion of our very first podcast.
Yeah, the most awkward thing ever. We apologize, but I mean, like, it adds some endearment, some character to it.
So I hope you guys enjoyed. We don't know where we're posting these yet.
Yeah.
We're gonna try to get it on all platforms like Apple Podcasts and maybe Spotify, and
probably make its own like YouTube channel. So we, you have the option for that, because we want to post like filmed podcast eventually too. Like, that's the goal. And
we want to hopefully also put this on SoundCloud too, just in case any of you SoundClouders listen to SoundCloud.
SoundCloud, man, be poppin'.
Yeah.
My next apartment's gonna have a recording studio, so, oh man.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I told you that.
Really?
So I was like,
the one that you're moving into? That's so cool.
Soundproofed room and everything.
For the students? Wow.
I know. I was like, SoundCloud.
That is so freaking cool.
The mixtapes
are about to... Could we record there?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Oh my god, that's so awesome!
Yeah, it's like real, like, speakers and, like, microphones and everything.
What?
But I was like, the mixtapes, man, are about to drop
pay?
Everywhere. You just have to, like, I'm sure there'll be times where you can book it. If it's open, you can just go in if there's no bookings, but yeah.
That's so awesome.
I know, I'm excited for that. That was my plan. I was like, my podcast will be great when I move in there.
Guys, stay tuned for future podcast episodes. Are going to be awesome.
Yeah, but that's like a year away, so.
Yeah.
But it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah. So hopefully if you liked this, take a screenshot of it.
Post it on social media.
Yeah, post it on your social media, on your Instagram and Snapchat
and tag us.
Facebook. Tag us and we'll repost it.
And maybe we'll start like shouting out people, like if it gets to that point. Like,
yeah, we'll shout out people. yeah, we'll repost your pictures and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, we also have an Instagram called @1998 podcast, or is it just 1998 podcast?
It's just 1998 podcast.
Hi, just kidding. We have a podcast, or oh my god, I can't speak. We have a Instagram called 1998 podcast. So go ahead, follow us there. We will be doing updates and
fun stuff.
Yeah. So like I said, thank you guys again for watching.
Listening.
Rate us. Listen to us.
Bye.
Bye, guys.